who visit a center of Wobkent district of Bukhara Sharif come across one of the two majestic minarets, a massive Wobkent tower. Having passed the minaret, this road on the right-hand side leads to a shrine of Waliullah Khoja Mahmud Anjir Fagnavi before reaching the Wobkent district. Khoja Mahmud Anjir Fagnavi is considered one of the 7 spiritual mentors of Tariqah, a great educator, and Murshid of the 3rd generation of the Golden Silsila and the 12th of Silsila-i Sharif. Khoja Mahmud was born in Fagna village in 1210, now known as Anjir Bagh, and he lived here his entire life. He was a well-shaped, radiant, handsome man, taller than average, good-looking, fair-skinned with beautiful nose, black eyes, and attractive beard. Mahmud Anjir Fagnavi was a quiet, truthful, pious person, and he was one of the pioneers who had devoted a long time to prayer in a mosque. Khoja Mahmud Anjir Fagnavi was a carpenter, and according to some narrations, he did gardening. From a young age, he studied ins and outs of Sufism and spiritual education from Hazrat Khoja Arif Rifgari. It's common knowledge that the earth appears as if it were a table to the saints. According to narrations, Khoja Mahmud Anjir Fagnavi would find out about suffering and oppressed people living in remote villages of Bukhara. After that, he would turn into a swan by the power of Allah, take care of those people, and lighten their burdens. Then he walked modestly among the public as if he knew nothing. Khoja Mahmud was a leading scholar, Waliullah, and great educator. He was taught basics of Sufism by Hazrat Khoja Mahmud Arif Mahtaban. Shortly after his master's death, Khoja Mahmud Anjir Fagnavi deeply studied the science of hal, learned through reading, writing, speaking, in most cases representing mysticism, and became one of the prominent sheikhs of his time. He grew up living by honest work, in piety and contentment, not thirsty for property, recognition, or reputation. Therefore, Hazrat Mir Ali Shir Nava'i wrote about Khoja Mahmud as a successor of Khoja Arif. There is no evident information about a manuscript created by Khoja Mahmud Anjir Fagnavi. He carried on a path of his predecessors and called the public to do good deeds that purify the soul, such as charity, creativity, study, and justice. According to historical sources, His Excellency Khoja Mahmud would prefer Khufia, the secret dhikr, for oneself, and public dhikr for the public. I came from Nur-Sultan, the capital of Kazakhstan, to visit landmarks of our neighbors. I came with my school friend who lives in Tashkent. We used to be classmates and sit next to each other on the same desk. Personally, it is fascinating to visit all the sacred places of Bukhara. They are all beautiful. Pilgrims feel like as if they are home. I do feel as if I was walking in my own country. It is very interesting to watch ancient monuments. I recommend my friends, children and grandchildren to come and visit these historical sites. Khoja Mahmud was deeply concerned about education of his murids, students, and helped them to become perfect human beings. Anjir Fagnavi's teachings that call murids to purity, goodness and honesty have been passed on for centuries. A key leading to all good deeds is awareness, purity, consciousness and honesty. The way to get the God's approval is to keep the tongue from gossip, lies, and slander. His sayings turn people away from religious flaws such as fabrication, lies, and backbiting, as well as give them awareness of the humanitarian ideas and virtues of Islam. Also, warn against destructive ideas, conflicts between religions, sects, and different denominations. The whole Muslim society visits 7 holy pairs as they have many miraculous qualities. We are extremely fortunate to be born in a land of such great people. Today we came from Namangan region with the purpose of visiting the 7 pairs. Frankly speaking, we are extremely happy to see such holy places. Bukhara has not just sacred monuments, but friendly and hospitable people which left a good impression on us. Born and grown up in Bukhara, Khoja Mahmud Anjir Fagnavi, due to his dedication to the science of Sharia and Tariqat, was highly respected by all the scholars of his time and thousands of nobles who lived after him. It is said that Hazrat Hizr, peace of Allah be upon him, recommended Khoja Mahmud Anjir Fagnavi as a mature murshid to Khoja Ali Ramitani, one of the future mystics who wanted to enter the path of Sufism, striving to become a true seeker of this knowledge and achieve spiritual perfection. On one of those snowy winter days, a group of scholars from Yemen came to visit His Excellency Khoja Arif Mohtaban. Then Khoja Arif sent 2 of his disciples to bring food from Khoja Mahmud Anjir Fagnavi for the guests. The students came to Khoja Mahmud and explained the situation. Khoja Mahmud didn't have anything to share. The reason is that His Holiness Khoja Mahmud didn't worry too much about tomorrow like other saints, instead trusted in God's plan. He would donate his belongings to the poor and orphans, leaving nothing for himself. However, in order not to make the students desperate, Khoja Mahmud Anjir Fagnavi moved the snow on a buried fig tree, wrapped the lamps in a white cloth and put it into their vessels. Then he said, "Don't open it without presence of the master. Then you will see the God's blessing." When the 2 disciples came back and opened the basket, they saw delicious figs that had been freshly picked in the cold of the winter. Watching this scene, the Yemeni guests were astonished and asked, "What is it all about? Where did these fresh figs came from in cold winter?" Then the 2 disciples explained them what had happened. The guests from Yemen with an intention to visit His Holiness Khoja Mahmud and receive his dua went to his place together with the Sheikh Khoja Arif Mahtaban. After that, Khoja Arif Mahtaban said to Khoja Mahmud, "Hey, Khoja Mahmud, you have attained the truth. Your blessing came." And he wrote a letter of permission for Anjir Fagnavi to become a spiritual mentor. After this story, people started calling him Anjir Fagnavi. I visit shrines of 7 saints with my brothers and friends every year. A lot has been done in recent years. New construction is booming. For instance, this shrine has taken on a new look. Frankly speaking, we are astonished to see prosperity, order, and cleanliness. If we remember, these places used to be neglected and abandoned. This sacred monument was used as a warehouse of mineral fertilizers of farms. We came to the shrine of Anjir Fagnavi and we tasted delicious figs. We are extremely glad to see wonderful ponds that have come up. They are all conditions for tourists and pilgrims. Therefore, a flow of tourists is much bigger than before. I will take this opportunity to invite our compatriots and foreign tourists to such wonderful, valuable and holy places. Let them also come to these blessed places and enjoy the beauty of today's Bukhara and Uzbekistan. Teachers play a crucial role in one's prosperity. Khoja Mahmud received education from Khoja Arif Fagnavi and became one of the leading scholars of his time. Khoja Mahmud, having reached a level of mentor in the tariqat, helped thousands find happiness. He provided many disciples. The most prominent of them was Khoja Ali Ramatani. May peace and blessing of Allah be upon him. Also, Khoja Mahmud had sons named Sayyid Omar and Najmuddin Hajib. He left several children. Descendants of Khoja Mahmud who belonged to the Naqshbandi order were an example for others in terms of knowledge and upbringing. Khoja Mahmud Anjir Fagnavi died in 1286 in the village of Anjir Fagna of Wobkent and was buried in this village. By virtue of independence, the nation's long-standing hopes, wishes and goals have come true, and our national traditions and values have been restored. Particularly, our historical shrines and monuments began to prosper. The flow of tourists coming for spiritual nourishment has also increased. We are extremely pleased to be born and live such a prosperous country. We came from Shawat district of Khorazm region with our friends and relatives to visit the 7 piers. As you can see, there are pilgrims from different regions, especially from Andijan, together with us. We are very pleased to see the order and cleanliness in this place. We express our gratitude to all the officials who created such favorable conditions for tourists. When we came here 5-6 years ago, these holy places were not as beautiful as they are now and not very convenient to visit. Now we see that many positive changes have been made, conditions have improved. The beauty of this place pleases the human eye. We invite others to visit the holy shrines and be guests in these lands. This place where His Excellency Khoja Mahmud Anjir Fagnavi had been buried was abandoned during the former Soviet regime. After Uzbekistan gained its independence in 1991, the mausoleum and its surroundings experienced a huge beautification work. It was turned into one of the 7 saints' shrines by the new Uzbekistan government. We came to see Bukhara, its historical centers and ancient monuments. We have heard a lot about them. And finally, here we are. We enjoyed the trip. First of all, the weather is lovely. Secondly, it's a breathtaking view we like a lot. The architectural monuments, the local people, everything in general is amazing. We adore it very much. Over the past 5 years, this place has undergone extensive renovations. In particular, the mausoleum over the grave has been reconstructed in the Oriental national style. The gatehouse, minaret, pool, new mosque, separate toilets for women and men, administrative buildings, hotel, parking lot, chill house, and corridors have been made available for pilgrims and visitors. A beautiful garden with brightly colored flowers and fruit trees attracts pilgrims. There are endless visitors who come here to leave nagging worries behind and get peace of mind and spiritual strength. It is impossible to forget a pleasure of welcoming sunrise and the taste of sweet figs here. Our science is not only about studying the world, but the whole existence, universe.